Hey everyone, in this tutorial today we're going to be talking about audio editing in Premiere. And for the most part, especially in the early assignments, you're going to be working with audio sounds that are without voice or, no little to no speaking in them. Things like paper rustling, typing, any kind of background noise that you might want to add to your projects. And I wanted to start by showing you a few sites where you can download these sounds, often for free. This is one that was recommended to me by some friends, and I haven't used it yet, but there's a lot of different categories here of which you can find sounds. And then I've also was recommended this site for good sound effects. But I really like the BBC site where there's a number of different categories, things like footsteps, fire, stuff like this. And then you can also type in what you might want to look for. So for instance, a typing sound. Yeah, and so this would be helpful if you're screen recording yourself, live typing, doing any kind of Google search or Excel typing, and you wanted to add a background noise to that to accentuate that you are typing. Yeah, so there's a lot of sites like this where you can download the MP3 track and and then use it in Premiere. So when you're in Premiere, we obviously have different tracks for audio. You can have any number of tracks of audio that you do as you do with video clips. And right now I've got the video clip of your X4 project. Pretty cool. We're just going to be adding audio to this. And I've got a downloaded Plantasia music that I want to be using. I'm going to drag it to the front. And as you can see, the music doesn't always go to, it's never quite the same as the video clip sometimes. So either I can add other audio, I can extend the length of this audio, or I can trim it. And one quick way to trim would be doing this way. That trims our video clip, as you can see. So I'm going to reverse that. And another way to do this is with the razor tool, where I can clip it at any point my cursor is. Same with audio, as you can see. We're going to undo all of that. And so to start, here you can hear some bit of the sound overall. So right now, you can see this bar right here, everything is at the same original sound decibel point. I can drag this up to edit the entirety of the clip. So it's much higher now. So if you had an audio track that you wanted that was very soft and you wanted to just raise the volume of all of it, you can use this tool to do so. But let's say, you have a track and you're like, well, I do want to edit the sound, the volume, but I don't want to edit all of it. You might want to have this part be softer, louder, softer. You kind of want to adjust the in and out of audio. You would use keyframes for that. And so we're going to start with talking about the keyframes. And if you click on the pen tool, you hover over this line, you can see the plus sign appearing next to the pen tool. That now adds a keyframe. So like how we talked about the keyframes in video clips, this is really much the same way. It's alike the same. So we can drag their keyframe to be lower, meaning that we might start softer. We're going to put this one higher. Maybe this one will be much lower for the loudest part of the song. Then we're going to raise it up again. I'm going to put this here. Something to keep in mind is that if you use the arrow key, you can drag the entirety of a band between keyframes. Or if you are still in the pen key and you're on a keyframe, you can hold shift to either use this to clip it horizontally or vertically, in that it will just move up and down in the spot that you'd want it to. If you have a specific frame point or time that you'd want the keyframe to be at. And when editing between keyframes, if you wanted to quickly jump between them, you can use the arrow keys here to do so. So let's listen to this now. Oops, we're gonna keep that bigger. So as you can hear, it's still a bit loud. Let's see if we can make this much more of a dramatic jump. Wow, yeah, you can even see over here that change. What is it? It's about -14 now. Makes a huge difference. So this is very helpful of a technique, especially if you have multiple audio clips and you want to have maybe one, two at the same time, a couple at the same time, sounds overlapping one another, and or even transitions between audio tracks. So if I were to put another track here or track here, and then edit the movement between the two, I can do that with keyframing if I'd want it to become softer or louder, whatnot. So obviously also, as we did with video editing, keyframes are showing up in this effect control panel over here, as would any other effect that you want to add. So there's a lot of different audio options here, things that I would most likely use with when recording would especially be denoise. So if you do get to the point of using, doing audio recordings, denoise, when you edit this, you can edit the noise reduction, such as a fan, a computer fan blowing, or any kind of other background noise. This is a quick way to edit it, but then oh, there we go. Oh, I see. I think we've jumped out of full screen here. Okay, there we go. So another helpful tool is the multi-band compressor. And when we click and drag that to our clip, you can see it over here in our panel. And let's edit that. So this is especially great if you have a secondary or tertiary track of audio and or a sound that you want to designate as that sound. So if I were to say this is a broadcast, as in would be audio specific to voice, Premiere can edit, automatically generate some controls that might be helpful to make that audio at its best. And that's just a quick tip of a tool to use if you're finding that audio isn't coming through, or you wanted to work with some of the controls that Premiere recommends. And then obviously also when you export all of this, when you're finished with your clips and you're exporting your audio, and you do that, I'm gonna wait a bit for the pane to show up. All right, there we go. So as you can see, this is the same exporting pane as when you, for exporting your entire video. And be sure that this is checked with the audio. And if you had any other adjustments that you'd want to make, you can see it in this audio pane here, although that's often not touched. it would mainly be that this is checked, and then obviously maximum render quality. And that's it.